everybody. I wanted to let you know that I created a QR code for all, well, I want to say all, but about 70 or 80% of the real estate and listing forms that you will need. Even though you're using a transaction coordinator, it's good to have the paperwork. So all you got to do is just open it up. One is for the buyer's forms and the other is for the listing. So basically, it goes into our Google Drive like I did a video the other day. You can create QR codes through your Google Drive. Well, actually through Google, but it could be linked up to your Google Drive. So, for instance, on the real estate forms, this is the listing one. These are most of the forms. I can't go through them all right here, but there's tons of forms. If you have any questions on how they are, I even put in the site where you should go to call 811 for digging houses. I'm sorry, digging houses. Digging, like somebody says, can you build a pool here? You don't know if there's any pipes or anything like that under the house, so call 811 to find out if, in fact, you can do so. I even did a QR code for the fire defeasible disclosure. Actually, it's right here. The hardening. That's one of the disclosures on the listing side. Defeasible space to situate. So on every listing, if there is in a fire zone, you can wait for the natural hazard disclosure, or you can just go on the website and see, is your property in a fire, high fire zone. So these are things that you're going to need to know about, and this is already been around since a couple years now. So, but anyways, I wanted to give you the direct link, so just the QR code there. But yeah, listing agreement, modification listing agreements, seller property questionnaire, market condition advisory, transfer disclosure. Avid agent visual inspection. You need to see the property. Now, don't mind the addresses on here. I had to put it doesn't let you download or print without having an address in there, so I just put random addresses on there. So, but these are pretty much most of the forms needed, even the booklets that are going to be needed to give to the sellers. In this case, guide to environmental hazards. So yeah, pretty much everything here, guys. And all the most of the updated forms that are needed. There's a lot more forms, just not every form is going to be needed for the transaction. And then when it comes to the buyer's form, yeah, purchase agreement, buyer material issues, pretty much a lot of the forms. You even a property transaction booklet, so you can give the buyers to, give them a little rundown of how the whole transaction is going to be. But I think it's going to be beneficial for you guys that you have the, everything kind of at your fingertips right there. I even obviously put the buyer broker agreement in here. Where is it at? Buyer representation, residential purchase agreement, material issue, the financial one. If the financials of the buyer, we just need a bank statement, whoever you're dealing with. That was on one of the videos that we've done. Buyer identification. This is to be more in depth of what the buyers are looking for, to make sure everything's documented, that you are in fact helping them out. I advise you to save all the note all the properties, like on this form here, broker involved properties. Note all the properties and have the buyer sign after all showings, so you can put them all down there, like what addresses right here. Save your emails, text messages, anything that you sent or showed the buyer to prove, just in case it came down to this, say like, oh, you're not helping me out, somebody gets in their ear or something, they want to change agents, at least you can have proof that you're helping them out. Let's see here, where's the BRBC? Buyer representation. Here we go. Buyer's representation agreement, the one we talked about. Here it is. We put our compensation, what we charge, 2.5 or 3. You can always go down, not up. We can always modify it. At the end, there's a modification in here. Like for instance, if the seller's only given 1 and the buyer doesn't have any money, well then we'll just modify it. Another interesting one in here on the buyer side is the where is it at here? The wooden balcony one. There you go. This is for condominiums, I believe, or balconies. Oh, here, property showing. This is the one where you can use for prospective buyers up to 3 open houses or property or 3 properties. So basically, the way I look at it, this is more like of a testing each other out, kind of dating on the. It's like a mini buyer broker agreement. You still put your compensation that you're charging, and you can show them a few houses so they don't maybe feel overwhelmed on signing a full buyer broker agreement. But after the third one, you'd have to get into a real buyer broker agreement. Or if you're making an offer on a house, then you should do the full buyer broker agreement because it's more in depth, just to make sure that they know, you're an agent, they're the agent, whatnot. Seller, the SPV form. This is the form that's going to go with all the offers as well. Right here, you're going to put what you're asking for the sellers. And remember, going back to the buyer broker agreement, you will need to submit with the purchase agreement page 5 right here, and make sure it's filled out of what the compensation is that you're charging the buyer. And again, like I said on many other videos, for the next few 6 months, I gotta help check out your forms. So send over any buyer agreements. Purchase agreements, buyer broker agreements, listing agreements. Matter of fact, on any material changes, I'm supposed to, be updated on any changes to compensation. So, for instance, I have up to 5 days. It's on one of these forms here to take a look at and approve any changes to the compensation. It's in here. It's all in here. So lots of stuff, guys. But the cool thing here is I'm putting it on a QR code so you can have all the disclosures at your fingertips. I'm actually putting it for the National Association of Realtors, some hyperlinks. This is probably the last one we're going to get before the official change is Saturday of all the rules, and there's facts and whatnot. So if you have any questions, lots of stuff, let me know.